All right, welcome to DER's Codes. Today we're going to be working on startup pitch build with Agentic engineering tutor skill. The core mental model here is think like an orchestrator. Um, we are going to be building a skill that teaches us how to learn Agentic engineering. I've already fleshed this out, but we'll go through it from beginning to the end, and we'll start building up this app called Startup Pitch. So the first thing I did was I fed Claude the skills documentation just because the model may not have the most up to date. Um, I said I want to build an agent that helps me learn agentic engineering. What are the first steps and how do I learn that mental model so that I am one step ahead? And I'm able to orchestrate agents with an agent so that I can do the pre planning and the creative work and have things effectively tested, but I need an agent to teach me how to do this. So I need to build that agent first with a skill. So that was the starting point. And it went, read out the skill documentation, came back, and it says this is a shift from developer to agentic engineering is fundamentally about moving up an abstraction layer. You being the executor and become the specification writer and verification designer. The old loop. Problem. You think, you code, you test, done. The agentic loop. Problem. You decompose, you specify acceptance criteria, agent executes, you verify, iterate, or done. The key insight. Your value is no longer in the doing, it's in the specifying and verifying. The four core skills. Decomposition, specification, orchestration, verification. The mental framework. Decompose, acceptance criteria, verify, escalate to human. Yeah, these all are things that make sense. I can share this chat, um, I think, in the description. So first we have to build the skill um, outline. You have your top level skill. You have mental models.md, exercises, and frameworks. So this is the first skill. So what I'm wondering, so I've read through this before, but we can go through it again. But what I'm wondering is, why does it make these subfolders um, as to how a skill works? So something I need to ask it. What is the purpose of the skills subfolder? Specifically the exercises and frameworks. Why do they have to be in those locations for the skill to work? And why is the skill top level? Just wondering how that works. Skill.md, this is the only required file. That's it. Everything else is optional. What actually happens at startup? Claude Code scans skills. For each folder, it reads only YAML front matter, skill.md. This name plus description gets loaded into the system prompt. The body of the skill.md is not loaded yet. Progressive disclosure, why the extra files? When you ask something that matches the skill's description, Claude reads the full skill. Skill contains references. Claude can choose to read those files if it needs them. If you ask about orchestration patterns, it reads orchestration. If you just want a quick decomposition, it doesn't load the exercise at all. Why this matters? Context is expensive. Every action loads 5,000 plus words. Most of it is irrelevant to the current question. Waste tokens with progressive disclosure. Activation loads 500 words. Claude fetches exercises only when practicing. Claude fetches frameworks only when explaining methodology. More efficient. The folders are just organization. I could have done this. Okay. Or even this. All right, and I know there's tools and like you can have scripts and stuff, but we'll get to that. I don't think we really need that for this tutor. So it generated this core skill. And if we go and look at that, it's right here. So this teaches agentic engineering principles through guided practices users use when the user wants to learn decomposition. Okay, so we went through that. Never give answers directly. Always ask for acceptance criteria. Teach through real progressive complexity. The user is transitioning from developer to agentic engineer. The value is no longer in doing, it's in specifying and verifying. When a problem is brought to you, follow this sequence. Step one, demand. Step two, extract. Step three, identify. Step four, design verification. Step five, only then discuss. Teaching modules. So there's some teaching modules. Key concepts to reinforce. Specification is the skill. Verification is non-negotiable. Fail fast, escalate early. Context is expensive. Acceptance criteria are binary. Practice prompts. Okay. Anti-pattern to call out. Socratic questions to use. Okay, so far this looks okay. Let's just hop back into here. Path forward. So it's phasing this out, which is fine. You can do it at whatever pace you want. Yeah, so then I asked it to build out the supporting files, and then I just downloaded those files. Um, then asked that question. So those files are in here. Um, we've got mental models, and we've got verification checklists. We've got the Dave framework, orchestration patterns, decomposition drills, and acceptance criteria. So the next thing I did was I pitched it the idea for startup pitch, and um, the pitch was I have this project idea for something called startup pitch. You pitch your idea via voice, it gets transcribed and rated, and there's two options. In real time, you can converse with an AI VC persona or angel investor persona, or you can get feedback from the same person in written. The app will help you write PRDs and execute on your plan and eventually bring it to an AI agent framework to start building it. So it's an all in one from idea to build voice driven app, but it teaches you along the way, like this framework does. I need to break this project down, stuff about acceptance criteria, whatever else you're teaching in the agentic engineer tutor. Okay, so came back saying this is perfect project. Let's apply Dave framework here. So we're starting with decomposition. You described a lot of functionality, and it goes through all the functionality. Question for you: if you had to ship this in three distinct phases, usable on its own, what would those phases be? Don't think about implementation, think about value delivery. Phase one delivers what value to the user? Phase one. So let's focus on that. Phase one delivers what value to the user? Phase number one delivers what value to the user? So if I think about this, um, phase one is really, if there's going to be three phases, we want the what value is going to bring to the user. So phase one, the user will be able to communicate and get great practice pitching to VCs or angels. So I say that would be phase 1. And then phase 2, I'd say, what is phase 2 again? Phase number 2. Phase 2 adds what value? Adds what value? So I'd say in phase 2, their idea gets broken down into technicals that they can ship. So that's phase 2, and that begs the question as to what phase 3 is. Phase 3 completes what value? So phase number 3 completes what value? So phase number 3 completes value, allowing an end to end idea to build with feedback, plan, and agentic build a one to done. A one to done. So those are the answers. Let's pipe them into Claude and see what it gives us here. So I'm going to say 1 is the user will be able to communicate and get great practice pitching to VCs or angels. 2, I don't know why I am typing when I can speak here, but well, typing can be faster, but their ideas get broken down into technicals that they can ship. And 3, allowing an end-to-end idea to build with features planned and agentic build. It sounds a little bit amorphous, but that is what I wrote. So that's going to come back to us. I think this can be a little less big. Just have it a little taller. Okay, good start. Now let's stress test these. Phase 1 is the clearest. Let's nail it down. Communicate and get practice pitching. What does this look like? Answer these. Input. What exactly does the user do? Voice only, text option. How long is a pitch? Output. What do they get back? Real-time conversation, written feedback, both. A score. Verification. How do you know the user got the value? They completed a pitch, they got feedback, they came back for another round. Give me a pass-fail acceptance criterion for phase 1 MVP, something like a user can blank and receives blank within blank. Don't overthink it. What's the smallest thing that would make phase 1 real? Okay, so it says don't overthink it, so I think I can just save this one. Don't overthink it, eh? The user lands on the site and can click a button where they pitch their idea and they receive a rating on that idea from an AI persona of a famous VC or angel investor persona type. Bismillah. Better. Now let's make it verifiable. You said pitch their idea. Voice, text, how long? Rating, a score 1 to 10, written feedback, both. AI persona or famous VC or angel. One persona, user picks from a list. Write the acceptance criteria, fill in the blanks. Phase 1, MVP, pitch and rate. Input, user records pitch, duration, blank to blank minutes. Okay, so let's do this whole thing here. This is really teaching me about like product development as well as what you would need to how you need to design your agents. So this is very interesting. User records pitch duration around 1 minute to 3 minutes. Persona selection is they choose from a list of 7 VC founders. The output transcription is displayed yes. The rating format is 1 out of 100. It's written feedback and it's based on a scoring criteria of that persona's top framework. The response delivered is, I'd like it to be real time, but I think it would have to be after processing. And the pass condition, the user completes the pitch, receives response within 15 seconds. Okay, we're going to read this and then we will leave it here. Now we're getting somewhere. Let me play it back. Phase 1, pitch and rate. Input, voice pitch 1 to 3 minutes. Persona, choose from 7 VC founder personas. Output, transcription displayed. Score 1 to 100 based on persona scoring framework. Feedback written, persona specific. Delivery, after processing within 15 seconds. Pass condition, user completes pitch, sees transcription and score feedback over less than 15 seconds. 2 things I'm flagging. Content dependency discovered. Scoring criteria of that persona's framework. This means you need 7 distinct scoring frameworks before you can build anything. That's not engineering, that's content creation. Do these frameworks exist today, or do you need to create them? Technical uncertainty. 15 seconds for audio upload and transcription, 1 to 3 minute audio, LLM scoring, LLM feedback generation. That's aggressive. Could be fine, might not be. Mark this, validate. Oh, that's fine. Now, decompose phase 1 into milestones. You can't build pitch and rate in one shot. What are 3 to 4 steps to get there? Think, what could you verify works before building the next piece? Okay, so this is all good. It's teaching me this, but my goal when I went into this is for me to be an agentic engineer. So I'm going to ask it a question. How does this tie into actually building the orchestrator agent and the sub agents to do these things for me? What's the connection? Articulating here. It's cooking. Okay, so here we go. This is the key insight. Let me show you the connection. The decomposition you're doing right now is the agent specification. What you're defining, what agent receives. Milestone, agent's task scope. Acceptance criteria, agent success condition. Input-output format, agent's interface contract. Verification method, how orchestrator checks against agent work. Human checkpoint, where orchestrator pauses for you. Your phase 1 as an orchestration. Orchestrator, coordinates the pipeline, verifies each step. Okay, so that's the orchestrator. And I think the orchestrator gets all this. And then transcription agent, input audio, validates text, word count, scoring agent, feedback agent, the punchline. Vague milestone, vague agent instructions equals garbage output. Precise milestones, precise agent instruction equals reliable output. That's why I'm pushing on acceptance criteria. Every time you write, you're writing instructions, an agent will follow. So back to your milestones. Nice. Okay, so we'll get into that in the next video. This was an experiment by There's Codes.